Being called a snitch is one of the last things you want to be in any job. It makes no difference if you are a bus driver or the restaurant's director of strategic fry operations. This is especially true if your style of life, like being a rapper, dictates that you act as hard-body as possible and follow all street regulations. However, not all hip-hop artists when faced with dangerous threats can maintain their tough stance if given the chance to provide the authorities with a little bit more information than the G-code permits, which is none, for immunity. To be clear, doing dirt and then ratting on your comrades is snitching. However, if you are not in that life and are simply a civilian going about your business, reporting a crime to the authorities is not snitching. Understand the distinction. That being stated, whether documented or rumor, these are the 15 most notable rappers labeled snitchers. 6969 once made a deal with the government to testify against two of his former friends. The Brooklyn-based MC, who was sentenced to 24 months in prison for conspiracy to murder and armed robbery, was released in 2020 after agreeing to testify during the trial of 9 Trey gang members Anthony, Harv, Ellison and Al Jermia, Nuke, Mac, who were charged with federal racketeering and firearms. Despite being blackballed from the music industry for leaking information about the two individuals, the Trolls rapper has remained defiant. 2. T.I. In 2019, T.I. was accused of snitching on Kodak Black after the latter was arrested for narcotics and firearms. While the accusation was not confirmed, Tip admitted the following year that he did, in the early 2000s, pin a gun case on his late relative. He claimed the incident occurred before he became famous. He and his cousin Toot were caught shoplifting fancy clothing at the time. Tip's confession video resurfaced in December 2022, prompting many to drag him on social media. While he did not respond to the criticism, his son, King Harris, defended him on Instagram Live. 3. Herbo G. Hebro, Lil Herb, and 5 other men were accused in 2020 for allegedly obtaining credit card information and using it to buy lavish holidays and a villa in Jamaica. The rapper pleaded not guilty and claimed in his song, Statement, that he ain't never been a fraud. Someone claiming to be Herbo's former friend, on the other hand, accused him of snitching in the case. 4. Alpha Mega, whose actual name is Cedric Zellers, allegedly worked for the Drug Enforcement Administration as an informant in a heroin case in the 1990s. According to reports, the Grand Hustle Records musician testified against heroin trafficker named Ali Bakar. Mega was arrested in 1995 for selling weapons, according to court documents obtained by the Smoking Gun. He had 18 months of a 110-month prison term reduced after agreeing to cooperate with investigators. 5. Gunna has made news since accepting a plea deal in the YSL RICO case. While he may be breathing a sigh of relief after regaining his freedom, the Push and P hitmaker was sadly forced to shun a number of his hip-hop friends due to snitching charges. Lil Baby, Meek Mill, and Polo G, who unfollowed Gunna on Instagram, were among those who separated themselves from him. Meanwhile, Lil Durk dissed the DS4 Ever rapper in his new song. 6. Fat Joe Cuban Link accused Fat Joe of snitching after he published a document that he conceded was not real but did contain Joe's name. Exhibit A. The paperwork is in, Link wrote in an August 2021 video. The Cuban native also released a paper labeled Government Exhibit, which depicted Joe telling how he obtained the nickname Joey Crack for selling crack on Union Avenue and knowing a man who was murdered, and naming numerous suspects. Joe, on the other hand, has put a stop to the charges. In response to Link's claim, the All the Way Up hitmaker declared on Instagram with a photo of himself, "When the hate don't work, they start telling lie." 7. Yak Gotti, one of the rappers indicted in the YSL RICO case, has denied working as a federal informant to assist establish a RICO case against fellow rappers Young Thug and Gunna. However, Yak's statement was ineffective. It was then revealed that he was nearly stabbed by a prisoner in the Fulton County Jail in October 2022 as a result of the snitching charge. Meanwhile, on Friday, October 14 afternoon, Sheriff's Office personnel confirmed the October 8 fight. 8. 50 Cent in 2020, when 50 Cent was feuding with French Montana, the latter revealed legal documents saying Fiddy was an informant. He remarked on social media after sharing the documents, "Where I'm from, it doesn't get no worse than this." Muerto Inc. members even shared the alleged oop paper online in an attempt to further tarnish Curtis' gangster reputation. XXL magazine eventually revealed that elements of the document had been faked. 9. Snoop Dogg was also accused of the same thing. The "Drop It Like It's Hot" rapper was accused of snitching on Death Row Records co-founder and former CEO Suge Knight in the Tupac Shakur murder case. According to documents discovered by YouTube celebrity star, Snoop told authorities that the recording mogul assassinated the New York City-born rapper on September 13, 1996. The document also stated that the "What's My Name" singer was attacked by a gang of Death Row Records employees not long after he severed connections with the label. The Long Beach native allegedly snitched after receiving police protection. 10. Drake was labeled a "snitch" after reporting a robbery. In 2020, a man named Big Page produced a document claiming to show that the "certified lover boy" artist phoned the cops. Big Page is a Canadian who thought that the four-time Grammy winner did not accurately reflect his hood. When bringing up the accusation, he referred to the Hotline Bling singer and his friends as "snitch a******n***** as. 11. Scarface is said to have ratted on George Simmons and Byron Keith. Scarface was entangled in a feud with fellow Houston rapper Lil Troy in 2007 after Troy accused Face of collaborating with the Popo. The "Wanna Be a Baller" rapper released Paperwork, a DVD that purported to include an affidavit proving Scarface participated with an investigation that culminated in the convictions of Byron Keith and George Simmons. According to reports, Simmons later wrote a letter from prison claiming that Face Mob had nothing to do with his arrest. 12. Cameron is said to have ratted on the applies of the Bully Foot. Smoking Gun discovered papers that reveal Killer once raced to the police and filed a police report after a bunch of men got their paws on him at a Harlem basketball game back in 1999 after appearing on 60 Minutes in ignorantly strong favor of the "no snitching" movement. 13. Lil Cease is said to have snitched on Lil Kim. After testifying in Lil Kim's perjury trial in 2005, junior MAFIA rapper Lil Cease was labeled a snitch. The case started from a firefight outside Hot 97 studio in February 2001 between Kim's camp and Capone's group. Queen Bee was convicted of perjury and conspiracy for lying to investigators, in part because of Cease's evidence, and sentenced to a year in prison. Though BIG's former protege said he had no option but to testify because the feds had subpoenaed him, many labeled him a rat. Be sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell to get notified on the big deal. Thanks for watching.